Like they were all
no light conditioning, relax cream.
JUSTFORME. NERDSoul. Late Ill Kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing that StreetGeek and NERDSoul. Today, I have a special guest. We are here, Culver City, the comic bug holding it down. Yo.
Hi.
Hold up. How should I introduce you? Should I introduce you as like the cosplay extraordinaire? Or just regular old
I usually
Chris?
Introduce myself as Krystina Arielle.
Just regular Chris? Tina? Kristina?
Well, my family in Alabama calls me Teeny Wayne. True story.
All right, we're going to go back to the back. No, it's time. But here is Kristina. She is a wonderful cosplayer. Met you on Twitter.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, and, saw some of her stuff, was retweeting it because I met... I'm trying to remember how I met you through someone. But anyway, she's
probably
super
through Kevin
dope.
Bacon.
There's
6
only
degrees
6
of Kevin
degrees.
Bacon.
There's only 6 degrees, so it has to be
I
him.
saw him on a hike at Runyon.
What?
6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Just
Done.
hiking it on up. So, you're doing your thing. You're cosplaying. You're on the top 100 list. What number are you?
7.
7. And that's a lucky number.
There's 500 on the list of black cosplayers, so it's even more impressive to be at 7.
So, but I wanted to, before we get into the 28 days of cosplay, I wanted to know kind of like, what was your journey? What was like, from the first day you were like, hey, I want to dress up, into now? Like, what was your path to number 7?
Ooh.
I know you had to take out many ahead of you.
No, I can assure you that it's never even been anything like that for me. Like, I do this because I love it. Like, I really do. I do. When I was younger, I went to my first comic book store with my grandfather, Jack. He passed away last year, the day before my birthday, actually. Like, that was before I got, like, hardcore back into everything. Actually, kind of like what nudged me a little to get back into cosplay as hardcore as I did. I started randomly. I went for St. Patrick's Day with my friend Jana to go to Atlanta. Like, I'm from Columbus, Georgia. We went to Atlanta and we're like, oh, we're gonna go stay at this hotel. And the hotel happened to be the same place they were holding MomoCon. So I see people walking down the street with tails on, and I'm like, oh, I'm following them. And so, like, I follow them, and it follows them right back to our hotel, and I'm like, shut up, that's amazing.
What's going on here?
Like, I was so excited.
It's like, nobody told me.
No, and like all of my friends are like looking at me like I'm crazy, and I'm like, no, this is where we need to be. I don't even want to go out. You keep your Irish car bumps. I want to go to this convention.
Man.
So I was like, that day, I was like, you know what? Like,
Conventions
I love
1, Irish 0.
I mean, it's rough out here.
It's tough, man.
I do like Notre Dame, though. Does that count? Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, after that, I decided that year to go to Dragon Con, so I went with some friends.
All right.
I did my first cosplay, which was Lieutenant Uhura.
Aww.
And because she's a goat. And I love her. I really do. Like, literally, people are always like, Space Mom with Carrie, and everything, but man, she's my space grandma. Like, I love her. Like, I want her to make me macaroni and give me medicine and, like, tell me everything is okay. Like, she's amazing.
She was the bomb. She's the bomb.
Yeah, man. She's great.
She's cemented in the history of space travel.
She is. So. And in Black history, too. Like, she was going to quit doing Star Trek. And one day she was sitting there, it was like during the time she was contemplating leaving. And they were like, oh, there's a really big Trekkie that wants to meet you. And she's like, yeah, okay, sure. So in walks Martin Luther King Jr. He's the Trekkie that is diehard into her. And he tells her, you cannot leave this show. And she was telling him like about her fears and like how it was, she wanted to go do other things. She wanted to sing and take on other projects. It was like, you're the first African-American female in a non-service role on television. Like, that's big. And she ended up staying and inspiring Mae Jemison to go to space, inspiring Whoopi Goldberg to act, and me to cosplay. So, I mean, she's in so much of our DNA, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. So, you go to Dragon Con.
Yes. So, I
Get your
go.
KURO on.
Yeah, it was awesome. I also did a low-key black canary, but I really just put like my choker for my hair around my neck and like had on like a crop top and was like standing really power stancy.
Well, black canary is an easier one to do. Like cool jacket, tights.
Yeah.
It's an easier one. Just look strong.
Dynamic stare, hit some high notes as you're walking through, and it's like, boom, done. Well, that's more Dazzler, but still. Technically, Black Canary is all like, woo! So, like, whatever.
Yeah, it'll work out.
It does. So, I did that and went to Dragon Con. It was awesome. And, like, I also, okay, so I used to sell cars. I sold used cars for over a year.
Were you one of like those dirty salesmen where you was like,
No.
You knew it was a bad car?
No, I actually was the opposite. Like, I would tell, like, there was a lady who wanted to buy a Mustang, and I was like, no. I was like, do you plan on having kids in the next 5 years? If that is so, I'm like, go home, get your luggage, get all of your stuff that you possibly need. Do you really want to get a Mustang? Because you're probably going to be in this car for the next 5 years. Like, think about it. And I'd get in the car, and sometimes I didn't know what was in the cars. So I would get in, and I'd be like, oh, it has heated seats. Shut up, there's a plug in the back. And, like, my customers would think I was insane or, like, trying to play them. But really, I was excited because I didn't know it had these features. And I was like, you can flat iron your hair while your husband drives.
Because, see, you never really know what you're going to get when you use a car. You never really know. It might be cool.
I tried not to be that guy, and I really enjoyed it. Well, actually, so how I got the job was I was on my way to a meeting. At the time, I was a manager for the hotel, like the Marriott, and I had a staff. I had a big meeting I had to go to with my boss. So I went in full Lieutenant Uhura uniform with my fro like all the way picked out to go to this like leadership meeting.
That's boss level right there.
And so I see a sign on the side of the road at the car dealership, and it says, now hiring. And I go, it's a sign, literally. And I pulled into the parking lot, and I was like, oh, it's a sign. I need to work here.
You see, this is what happens when you have me let anybody on the show. This is what happens.
Don't act like you're not entertained. Are you not entertained?
Just a little bit.
So I go into the car dealership, and I was like, hi, I'm going to be your #1 salesperson. And they go, okay, come back in regular clothes. But obviously, who ended up selling 10 cars plus a month? This girl.
Oh, snap.
So thank you.
Selling whips.
Shout out to my Star Trek uniform for making all of that happen.
Hey, man. Hey, look.
I was feeling like a lieutenant. I was a boss. I needed to walk in there and get the job.
Not only is she a businesswoman, but she can sell not only herself, but she can sell cars. So she can sell her brand and selling cars. You know, man, look. Talents that you didn't even know about.
I'm not a businessman, I'm a business man.
We should not be on this together.
We're gonna get nothing accomplished. It's gonna be like a 45-hour interview.
I'll be like, man, what did we learn about her? I don't know, I think she sold cars. That's about it.
We were talking about Dragon Con, and then it just segued, and then it segued again.
But it's cool because I want people to like kind of know a little more about you because they see you online, you're twirling with Wonder Woman, you and Gal Gadot turning around, and they don't know the actual person behind the dope cosplay. So now, you know what I'm saying, she's selling cars, and Uhura, so, you know, now we know things.
Yes.
So, you know, fast forward, we get a little gas behind you.
Well, actually, no. I actually took a really big break.
Wow.
I did. I took a big break because I went through, like, some really big life changes.
Okay.
And I left my job, I started bartending, and I was just kind of contemplating moving to California in January, like the following January.
And what year was this?
This was 2014.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
I was really, really, I just was not in a place where I was truly happy, and I sat down and I said a prayer one night, and I was like, Lord, if you open a window, I will jump out. If you open a door, I'll run through it. Like I was not happy, and I was like, I just want to be away from this situation. So the next day, my job goes out of business. I get a phone call first thing the next morning. My job is going out of business, and I was like, in that moment, I was like, I'm gonna take this as a sign, and I'm gonna move to California, like I keep saying that I'm going to. I was born in Sacramento, so I always said I was going to come back because my grandma's here and my family's here.
Right.
And I'm grateful for that because, like, I did get time with my grandpa Jack before he passed, being able to be accessible and be here, which is awesome. We got to see Doctor Strange together before he passed, which is really...
Word.
He was a huge Doctor Strange fan, so it was really cool. It was one of our favorite things to talk about. But I ended up moving here in November. December, I met my husband, or my now husband. I got engaged December of 2015, and then I got married in 2017, and then it wasn't until June that I actually, no, probably about like maybe April or May, I did the Library Bards video, Now You Have the Bridge Spock, and I played Lieutenant Uhura.
Okay.
And I love this story because I was standing on the set and we filmed. It was really cool. It was like my first big thing where it's like there's an actual green screen in this stage. And I stood there and I was like, if nothing else comes of this, I just want Nichelle Nichols to know that it exists and what she means to me. And fast forward a couple of months, I was at the Hollywood Show convention and I was working with Iona Morris, who played the voice of Storm on X-Men the Animated Series. And so I was sitting with her, and who's at the booth next to us but Nichelle Nichols for 2 days straight.
That's dope.
So I have a video of me watching the video of me playing Lieutenant Uhura with Lieutenant Uhura, like the most meta thing. Like, and she's like, "Oh, you're wearing my outfit," and I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I love you so much." So
it's like, that's you. That's you right there.
Like to meet the person you're cosplaying as, like, but especially on that level when it's like somebody
who
means
so much, because Nichelle Nichols is more than. It's different than if, you know, some person was cosplaying as like, I don't know, Tony Stark. You know, Tony Stark doesn't have the same cultural impact as Nichelle Nichols.
Yeah, and it was just amazing, man. Like it's kind of those things where you kind of, I'm living in this time right now where I have been picking up momentum. I didn't get into this to be a professional anything. I did it because I loved it, and my first big con in LA was NerdBotCon in October, and all of this stuff has basically everything that's happened.
So you don't have to put me onto that because I don't know about that one.
Oh, NerdBotCon. We also have Anime Pasadena. So I work with the NerdBot Media Company, and it's run by Elvin Zeleda. Big ups to you, boss man. And I'm a NerdBot girl. So we have a podcast every Thursday. Well, with the Facebook Live, we go on and we have cosplay girls draw. So we drink and we draw and we take suggestions from the audience and they write in and say what they want. We have different themes. This is our first Thursday that we'll be in our new studio tomorrow night. So pretty excited about that. I haven't even been yet. Sorry.
So for you guys, it'll be tonight.
No, it'll be,
because this is coming out tomorrow. So, so in the future, which is now for you, is tonight. You should check out. Yeah, you're gonna
watch this in the future.
Yes, because see now is now, and then we're watching then, but they're watching now.
So tonight,
which was the past.
Tonight, since we're time traveling, it'll be on tonight at 9:00. So be sure and turn in. We also have some really other
Facebook Live.
Facebook Live.
Yeah.
Go to the NerdBot page, and you'll see our cool little robot icon. But NerdBotCon was my first big con in LA. I hadn't done anything for a while, but I came as Anti-Gwenom.
Oh, okay.
So that was when I came with I had the fro and I had the veins coming out of my neck, and it was, dude, that was fun because I drove up to the convention and I had these like white contacts in and I looked super creepy. So I'm driving down the street like blasting Monster by Kanye West because all of my cosplays have a theme song.
You always gotta have a jam to go with it.
They do, because it's like you have to get into the vibe, into the motion of it. Like when I do Captain Marvel, she is like Who Run the World.
Okay.
So I mean, there's all this flawless. Remix is for Nubia.
All right. Okay.
They each have a thing. I mean, that was my first thing, and I kind of was able to fly under the radar. And yeah, ever since that, stuff just kind of picked up. I started doing more.
So you shot to 7 like that? I gotta give you your props. Oh yeah, the girl bad. You know, cut the show. This is the rest of the show. But so you're doing your thing, and now when I talked to you last, we were talking about 28 days of cosplay.
Right.
For people that don't know what that is, explain that to them.
So I'm trying to remember her handle. I'm a horrible person. I'm sorry. But there's a girl, she came up with the hashtag 28 days of black cosplay to recognize cosplayers of color in the community, because we exist. We're there. There's a lot of us. Like Quirktastic was able to come up with a list of 500. So we're very much here, and they're like it's just a way to bring awareness, I guess, in a way, like kind of in the same way that they didn't notice the cosplayer, that hashtag a few months ago. Like, yeah, to find people that you want to support, and you may see someone who does a character that you love, and you're able to go in and support them. And it's just a different way to find talent, which is great because we aren't just black cosplayers. Like, we're cosplayers. We are talented. We put in the same amount of effort and work, and sometimes we have to deal with a lot more gates than you may have to. But it's really awesome. And we did the Cosplay Culture February-March issue. They actually did a feature on 28 Days of Black Cosplay, and it has myself, Sean Shaw, Chief Geek Photography. I'm so sorry. Just in Action. There's a bunch of us. We were shot by James Rulison, and that issue is fantastic for me because I've never been in a magazine before.
Yeah, so I saw you like hype on it. I was like, word.
I am
making me proud.
Because it's like no one, like I said, I didn't get into any of this with any preconceived notions that it was going to go anywhere or be anything other than me going to a convention and having fun and meeting people in the community that I wanted to be around. And then next thing I know, I'm a GIF on Twitter and I'm in a magazine and all this stuff just kind of
Well, see, I make GIFs of myself anyway, so I don't have to like worry about, like, people don't have to GIF me because I'm already on it.
You can't like, GIF me because I'm a GIF myself.
That's right.
Hey.
It's like, look, he's silly, and he's already making fun of himself. So it's like, it's nothing we can do.
I mean, I get that. I spin in circles and put myself to ridiculous music. Like, there's a video. I was doing a workout video. I was trying to do my pull-ups, and I set it to like the because I really was failing horribly. And that's what you have to. You have to be able to.
One. You got one through.
I'm working on it.
You're going to make it.
I'm working on it.
You're going to make it.
It's okay.
You're going to get there.
We're going to get over that mountain.
Yeah.
It's coming.
One day.
A day will come.
And then you're going to play that music. It's like, yeah. But then she's going to just leave that chin there and then go back slow. and then she's going to make a gif of just like.
And then you're going to think that I did like 30 and I'm going to be like, yeah, man, totally.
That's how I do.
So I did it.
Like how I do. See these guns?
Oh, yeah. But no, I was able to do, like I did the Cosplay Culture, and I just did a video with BuzzFeed where I transformed into 4 different characters.
Yeah, I saw that. Props on that one.
Thanks. I really enjoyed that.
Trying to give a little bit of love. Usually I dog you guys out, but for this one, you get props.
There's a girl, Cassia Moba, and she did this video. She directed it. It was her baby. She birthed it into the world, and then BuzzFeed put it on their website, and people went click, and I was like, man, because I was Storm, so this is me doing all the crazy weather. But no.
But it was cool. It was cool to see because I love to see, you know what I'm saying, people on the grind shining, and you know you're in the industry doing your thing, and you're cool. You know, you're laid back and you're not pressed for this, but you're making a difference. You are making a difference. There's some little girl right now on Facebook like, wow, that's you. See, you didn't Nichelle Nichols for her. And see, I didn't even think about that. See.
Well, we have this thing in my house. I told my husband like early in our relationship, I was telling him about how it felt to go into a store and like to see like there was a Vogue issue a couple of maybe like a year or so ago. Mm-hmm. It was all natural haired models in this spread. Wow. And it was like on the cover and everything, and I cried. So anyway, we have this wall in my house, and I told my husband about it, and he listened to me tell him like when I was little I didn't have like a whole bunch of black women on the cover of magazines that weren't Ebony or Jet, and it's like the only doll that really got some shine was Kenya, my own Kenya, making her pretty makes me feel pretty too. That doll was the jam, and don't act like you don't remember that theme song.
Kenya was
I literally have I still have my 3rd grade picture for Favorite Things Day, and I've got Kenya in that picture.
Like Kenya, Just For Me, like
they were all
no
conditioning relaxing cream.
JUSTFORME.
I love those commercials so much.
Yo, on the real, those were the jams back then. It was like you had the little girls with the little barrettes and stuff, and like,
whipping those little bubos back and forth, getting hit in the face with the little beads. I love those beads, man. I used to love to have bobo bucket.
Clickiness beads. But every girl had them, man.
It's like a staple. My kids are still gonna rock bobos when I have them. It's like, no, you are going through this phase of life.
You're gonna wear about 3 pounds of plastic beads on your head.
And a crinoline. You're getting a hoop skirt on Easter. You're getting a bonnet. You're getting patent leather, and you're getting those little socks with the lace around them. And you're getting your hair pressed.
And I'm gonna put baby powder on your chest, so it's gonna be mad white.
That was a vapor rub, like up your nose. Just so you can get ready. So you ain't gonna be sick at church.
See, guys, this parenting, nerd parenting right here, we're gonna teach you guys how to raise your kids as well.
You're going through the struggle.
Yeah, you gotta go through the struggle. Just like I tell everyone, someone said they were getting their kid their first car, like a BMW or something. I was like, no, your first car has to be whack. You know what I'm saying? Because it has to build character. My first car was a 1989 Buick Century, all right? It was whack, but it builds character, man. It builds character. It makes you better.
I had a Saturn. We had been, me and my sister, we had a Buick Skyhawk? Oh, no, it was a Skylark, but my brother called it the Skyhawk, so that was what it was. And actually, I wrecked that car too. I wrapped it around a tree, like hardcore, and then we left the car in the tree. My friend was driving behind me, and we left because we had been out playing pool. And I was in high school. It was probably like 17 I was 16 because I was going to turn 17 in 3 days. So we're going. Ooh. My sister asked me to come pick up her car. I didn't have a driver's license or anything. So I go to pick up the car. And I had my friend follow me because we were just going to go back and play pool.
Riding dirty.
Nope. I drove that car straight into my neighbor's tree, wrapped it around it.
Not your neighbor's
My friend pulled me out of the car. We went to my house.
Man.
And I had to go wake up my dad, who's a 6'5". And mind you, my dad worked at the jail. So I was like 100% sure I was like going to jail because he didn't play those games. And he was ex-military. I was like, oh man, I'm never going.
True.
No, my dad sounds like Mufasa. I kid you not.
Word?
I used to get in trouble. My dad sounds like James Earl Jones. And I used to get in trouble and my dad would be like, child, you hear what I'm saying to you? And I'm like, and I would just sit there and he'd be like, what did I say? And I'm like, you have forgotten who you are and so forgotten me. And he would get so mad and just like send me to my room, but I couldn't resist because it was so great.
See, this is why. This is why, see, riding dirty, making fun of a dad.
They took my car away. They had gotten me a car. They had gotten me a little Nissan, and they gave it to my sister because I wrecked her car. So I still ended up not driving until I was like 19.
Thank you. She deserved the car because you took her car.
She told me to drive it first and foremost. Thank you very much.
Okay.
I was an impressionable. No, I'm just kidding. I was horrible.
She should still have like 80% of the car.
Well, I mean, I couldn't drive it anyway. I didn't have a driver's license.
It's true. It's a good point.
It's like, oh, here's your car for your birthday that you can't drive because you're scared of getting behind the wheel. And this totally helped wrapping a car around a tree. The judge made me write a 3-page essay on what I learned.
So what did you learn?
Not to drive without a license. Yeah.
People, if you're out there and you're driving without a license, I hope you learn more than to not drive.
Or also have driven more than 4 times in your life before you decide to drive from Hooters to your house.
Hooters will get you every time.
Hey, we don't hate on Hooters. Hooters is the jam.
Hooters is kind of high.
Hooters is one of those. It's important. I can't hate on Hooters, and I will never be.
Them curly fries is kind of okay. I'll give them their props.
My second
job.
job.
And the nacho cheese sauce, that's supposed to be mild.
Then get extra fried salt.
Yo, look, see, we here.
You got to understand. Okay, my first job was Chick-fil-A when I was 16.
Word.
Chick-fil-A in the Peachtree Mall in Columbus, Georgia. And then my second job was as a hostess at Hooters. And then I worked there on and off until probably maybe into my early 20s.
Wow.
But yeah, I do have orange pride. They have this. There's actually a whole campaign because people were so abusive. They did an episode of Undercover Boss, and they showed how abusive people were to Hooter girls. And so they did this whole campaign where it was hey, have pride in your orange shorts. You don't have to feel, because one, it's people are always it's like a strip club. It's no, it's not, dude. We got balloons and kids menus.
Yeah. Now I will say, I went to Hooters one time, and somebody had brought like a kid there, and I did feel but
see, it's a preconceived notion too.
Well, I know it's not like a strip club, but it's
But it's not.
You're too young to be seeing legs like that.
No. So you think about it. Because some of the shorts that you'll see, like on the street, shorts and a tank top. Like literally it's shorts and a tank top. So what's tawdry about that is the fact that we've sexualized women's bodies to the point that women, and yes, I understand the name is Hooters, so therefore like somebody's going to say, well, while you go, that's the perception.
I was about to
it's
say,
tongue-in-cheek.
It's called Hooters.
Yeah, but it's a tongue-in-cheek type of situation. So that doesn't mean that you're automatically entitled to like the persons inside the establishment, or that their bodies are still a commodity.
I was just saying that, maybe the kids shouldn't be there because, it's a little early for them to be seeing these things. You know what I'm saying? Seeing the tightness and all that. It's like, I was like, hey, I'm an adult. I can see what I want. All right, little kids, But
what are they seeing? Because if you actually think about it,
the shorts are kind of tight, and you get to see a little.
The same thing that you would see as you were walking down the street, and they're wearing pantyhose underneath.
Yeah, but all right.
I love that this came to this. Let's do this.
Speaking of cosplay, I'm at WonderCon one year, and there's this young lady dressed as White Queen, and we all know what White Queen's outfit looks like. So there's this little kid holding his dad's hand. When she walks by, the boy literally goes, and I was just
he saw a very pretty woman walking by. Boom.
Nah,
lawyer.
He saw something he was not ready for. That boy learned too much too fast.
That little boy is like a year off of sucking on a boob of his life, but now this is tawdry. Like this dude literally just got. All he's thinking is like breakfast. Like he's not thinking anything.
He got to the point where he's like, what? Because as guys, we all get to that point where it's like you see girls like, girls are whack. I hate girls, and it's like, what? And that's where he went through that word moment when he turned like, what? And I'm not saying. For an adult, I'm cool. I can see it. No, I'm married. I don't even see it. But I'm just saying, for people that's not married, they can see it all they want. I'm just saying, he might have been a little too young to go through them changes. He don't know how to understand them feelings yet.
But what, and that's the thing, it automatically goes into this thing of being feelings, and it goes into the whole it goes into cosplay as consent. It's one of those things where I'm not saying. Yeah. I understand what you're saying, but in the sense that so many of the people that use for their argument, well, if she didn't want to be touched, she shouldn't have dressed like that. But clothing is not an invitation to any of those things. So that's how we create that perception that this is tawdry, is because we see the body as
tawdry. She was on point. Just saying.
No, tawdry in the sense of it's we clench our pearls at the name Hooters and those types of things, those behaviors.
I was just for kids, kids, a certain level of kids, don't bring them to Hooters.
No, I've seen babies in it. No, it's a family restaurant. Hooters is actually built as a family restaurant. From the time that it was started, if you go, listen to me.
Guys,
who's the authority? The person that worked there for 7 years or no?
In the comments, let me know how many times you've seen kids at Hooters. This is interesting to me.
I really can't believe that this is
babies and stuff just hanging out at Hooters.
Yes. Wow. It's because it's not a place where you need to show ID to get in. It's not one of those things. It's literally a restaurant. It's a wing shack. It's a sports bar. It's a thing
It's just,
kids go to watch football with their dads on Sunday morning. Yeah. I've seen kids grow up in that place. I've seen kids go from little kids, there's a girl, Sammy. She used to come in with her parents. They came in almost every day when I worked. And I watched this girl go from this sweet young girl to now she's 21 herself. She's an adult, and I've watched, and this girl, and and it's one of those things where for her parents and her family, and there was nothing bad about it. There was no oh, Hooters is bad kind of thing.
Well, no, I don't think that it's bad. I just think, you
don't see it as a family restaurant.
Kind of like an age gate, kind of this boy's a little young, before he starts seeing, the tightness and the, up in here, because it's a man.
That's because we teach them it's wrong, and we teach them that once if they see it, they have to stare. It becomes a thing that they, no, it's called self-control.
Yeah.
It's called being able to look at a woman's form and to understand and feel that there's nothing beautiful, there's nothing tawdry about her showing the shape of herself that God gave her, that the clothes fit in all those right places. But
I'm agreeing. I'm just saying, when, maybe a little with an age, maybe after 12, then you can go to Hooters or something. But you can't. Nope. Don't you think they're a little young?
I don't think, you think are they too young to go and eat a piece of chicken somewhere? Are they too young for Roscoe's?
Look, all right, Roscoe's. All right, now hold up. No diss to Roscoe's. Roscoe's is not on Hooters level. I'm sorry, you guys are overpriced, and your chicken ain't really that bomb. But all right, first, Roscoe's ain't on that level. But I see what you're saying, but I just feel like, the kids, I don't, like personally, I would not take my son to, depending on his age, to Hooters, because it's like, the general perception or the idea is like, these ladies are here for us to look at. And I don't want to be teaching him that all early. You know what I'm saying?
So you take him and you teach him later. No, I'm saying what you do is you take him and you teach him at an early age about respect. You teach him about it becomes, and if it's that type of a thing for you, then it can become a lesson not only for him but for you as far as like the way that you view it and how you see it.
Be like, because I'll be chilling. I'll be like, I saw that, and I won't say nothing because I have consideration and I have class. I don't need to speak about it. I just be like, I saw that.
It's like you see a gorgeous woman anywhere. Like that doesn't make her like a thing. And it's in order to change minds, like we have to change the way that we look at those things. And that includes how we look at a restaurant. Where I know girls who have come, there's a girl who started a business. She started like a multi-million-dollar pretzel industry. She used to work at Hooters. There's women who started makeup companies. There's women who went on. I knew 3 doctors that came just out of my Hooters branch. These are women that are working and like working very hard, especially when you consider people like to throw ranch and ask for extra, like, ain't got no sense. Like these are people who work very. And I mean, like, it's the same with like the way that we look at like servers in a restaurant. I think everyone in the world should have to work in the service industry to learn how to treat people and how to talk to people and learn like how to deal with people. Like you encounter so many different personalities working in restaurants. And I mean, I didn't just work at Hooters. I also worked fine dining. I worked at Bucket Bar and Grill in Columbus, Georgia. It was like a really like fine dining restaurant. I can handle a party of 30 in my sleep. But like I also had to learn so much about how to talk to people, about how to get around people's biases, around different things, and also like just learn that there are people who are just nasty in the world, and you learn a lot of that. Every restaurant will teach you so many lessons about life.
Thank you for coming on my show. Thank you. I mean, I'm still probably not going to take my son, but I'm just saying, it's now we can have that discussion. Let us know. Would you take your kid to Hooters? Because I've seen kids there, and I've always thought like, no, he's a little young for this. But, maybe he's not young. Maybe it's the perfect time to, kind of...
To take him to eat?
Well, no, not to take him to eat at a place where, like, the general... Because I've seen how guys act towards women in Hooters.
You've seen how guys act like that literally everywhere.
But Hooters is a place where I feel that they feel more...
Entitled to speak, like, entitled to act on, like, the primitive urge.
Free, I guess, would be the term, you know what I'm saying? Like more comfortable, and because
they feel within their rights because they see it, they see the title, they see the uniform, and they automatically assume it as an invitation. But the thing is, I'm not a I stand for disrespect type of person. I wasn't when I worked there. I don't tolerate those things, and it's a lot of it is nipping it in the bud immediately. Like women that come in, there's a lot of women that come in and they have the same perception. They're very uncomfortable. But my number one thing was, hey, like, I'm going to talk to you and you're going to see that, one, I'm a woman just like you are. I'm a person that's working to put food on my table. Like, I'm talking about women at the table.
No, it's a plan.
I mean, like, it is a thing.
Because they don't see that, but I know what you're saying.
It's a conversation more so about humanity, I guess, about humanizing a person, humanizing a profession, instead of seeing it just as, like, just something to be there. Like, it's humanizing each situation. Like, this person isn't just here just because this person is wearing XYZ, and just because this joke is here, like, does that give me the permission to act on it? Does that give me the permission to do and say as I feel, to catcall, to do all of those things? And yeah, somebody's going to be like, well, if they feel like that, then maybe they shouldn't be there, or maybe they shouldn't work at a place. No, like, why should they not work at a place that puts income into their house and provides their children with food, their selves with food, their college tuition's payment? And I mean, and it's good money to do so.
Yeah,
so, I mean,
it's like I'm definitely not down with that, guys. If you're at Hooters, just act normal, right?
And most do. Like, it's a very rare occasion that someone comes in and acts a monkey.
It's a certain. We'll talk after this. There's a certain type of person that I've seen act up in Hooters.
They're the same kind of people that act up at conventions.
always that guy, and we'll hear because I don't need it.
We've gone to the left, to the left.
But no, it's good because this is, these are the conversations about life. Like NERDSoul, like leads into like how this affects our lives, how this, this is part of your journey. And I think it's dope. So,
and I mean, like, and I'm very sensitive. I'm very sensitive over that portion of my life because I count every misstep, every great point. I've met some of my best friends in that place. I still have people who I talk to this day that I know their birthdays, their kids, all these things, and they're such an integral part of my life, and they would not be that part of my life if I had not had that chapter at Hooters. If I had not spent that time there, I would not have those people in my life, and I'm grateful for it.
Question.
Answer.
Do you get a discount anymore?
No. It's been
I've
been out of there for like 10 years, buddy.
All of this means nothing. All this time we spent on this means nothing. I was thinking maybe I could get a couple, 15% off or something, but
It probably would have been like 25% though.
Word. If you
actually, you know what? If you were on shift, I used to get like 50% off, and I would just get like baked beans and potato salad, and you're like,
if you work at Hooters, tweet me at OneYoungsta. Let me get some wings. But
we're going to Hooters after this. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna teach him how to behave.
Hooters. I know how to behave in Hooters. I'm just saying, little kids. When I see them, I'm just kind of like, why are you bringing your kid here? But I mean, like, I know how to act.
You sound like that lady in the back of the church, just sitting there going,
Yo, like,
got a baby in a bar.
Bringing your kid.
Ain't nobody tell you bringing your babies out here. Think of the children.
I'll be honest. I'm very old school in a lot of ways. I'm from the South. I'm a young brother from the South. But I'll be honest.
South too.
When I see kids at like Hooters, I'll be like, why are you bringing kids up here?
And see, and once again, that's a way that you feel.
My nose being that same place, like, I'm bringing kids.
And I mean, and once again, it comes down to those things. That's what you think. And that's because, like, what is your experience with it? Is your experience limited to your one interaction? Like, have you been multiple times to see this? And, like, all of those things, if it's not your experience, then it's quick to judge something that you don't know. Like, you don't know the families that have been there and done this. And, like, this premise was, it may have been a tongue-in-cheek kind of joke, but it is a place where families can go and have a good time, and most of the girls that are there that work there, they do cater to the children. Like, there's a Hooters in, I'm trying to think of where this is. I'm not used to this area. No. There's one that we passed down by Huntington Beach, and they have like games for the kids. They have giant checkers. They have like Simon, like different games you can play with your kids while you're at the table, and I think that's awesome.
Think of the children.
I do. And I'm more concerned with making sure that children grow up to act accordingly and to be good, productive citizens, rather than them eat some wings around a girl wearing some shorts and wearing some cheerleading shoes. I've seen tawdry or cheerleader uniforms, and I was one of those too.
Ain't no wrong with cheerleading.
But you got a problem. Think of the children with their short skirts and their cutoffs, and they're doing toe touches. Where are the young men to look if they're doing toe touches? Think of the men.
Hold on.
No one ever thinks of the men.
I know we're going. I know we're going off, but my issue is not with Hooters. I think Hooters is great. I just think maybe there should be an age limit.
And I think you're absolutely wrong, based on my 8 years of experience inside the establishment.
Yeah, I've been to Hooters tons of times because I had friends that used to work there, and I would go, and I'd be like, cool, we're just hanging out, chilling. And I'd be like,
you were an interloper. You were an interloper. This is not your spot.
I'd be like, why is there a baby here?
Shun the non-believers. Shun.
Like, yo, is that a baby over there? Get that baby out of here. It's a man's place. No, it's playing.
Krystina Arielle does not endorse the opinions of NERDSoul.
Oh, boy.
Moving on.
Get that baby out of here. So, it's cool to have you here because I have one question I ask all of my guests. Okay. And I must know, who's your favorite superhero and why? Get some all the time, man. Get some all. See, look at her. Thinking.
It's really tough because I'm a cosplayer. Like, there's so many characters who have affected my life.
But there can only be one.
That's true. It is. It's very true. Who was my favorite superhero?
DC side, Marvel side, indie side.
Hey. My thoughts.
I'm just
my
asking.
thoughts. Let me think.
Just asking, poking around, seeing.
Well, after much hemming and hawing, Wonder Woman is my favorite hero.
Ooh.
And I mean that in the sense of Diana and Nubia. I love the character. I love what the character represents. I love her humanity. I love the fact that she has these powers and she could be, they want her to go away from this world, to not worry about us, to not worry about our problems. And it's very easy for us to not think of someone else's problems as our problems. It's like, we all have problems, we all have stuff that's going on, but to be able to care for other people, to show empathy, to show compassion, and to have a superhero who has these amazing godlike powers, but still cares, is still compassionate, is still empathetic, is still understanding, still learns. Doesn't take this as this omnipotence. They don't take it as I know all of these things, I have this power, therefore I know everything. You see Wonder Woman in Justice League episodes where she is learning a lesson. She's there's always something to be learned from someone, from their experiences, from the life that they've lived, and she could not care, and she does. And I think that that's really important. I think that perspective is important, and she's a superhero that looks at other people's perspectives and looks at their experiences, and she learns. Even the villains, you'll also see her trying to give a compassionate ear to them, using her lasso to find out what their truth is. And she gets people to face it. And I think that that's very important, and it's something that I aspire to, which is to be compassionate, to be empathetic, to be understanding, to be there for people. I'm not, like I said, I didn't get into this for any true reason other than my happiness. And my happiness has made other people happy. And there's a great joy in that for me, to know that my work resonates with people, that people care. Someone cares enough to interview me in a place surrounded by things that I love. To know that there's a place in the world for me as I am. And in that same sense, Diana was able to exist in a world that should not have made room for her, and the world made room for her talent, for her as a person. And I appreciate the world for making room for me and for my whatever it is that I bring to the world that you people like so much, because I love you and I love the support, and it makes me, I'm truly honored.
You ain't gonna make me cry on the show.
I will. I will get you all in your feelings.
I'm not gonna cry.
Because I care about love, I care about people, I care about just being there for those that need it, and for being I've had times in my life where I haven't been worried about others, or I can't say that. I always have, but there's also been times where I've been extremely selfish, and I've made bad choices, or I've hurt people that I deeply cared about, and it was when I was younger, but those things still stay with me, and I never want to be the person that brings pain to someone else. I don't want to be the person that hurts someone. I want to be the person that they can rely on, that they can call, and I can be there. And I want to be that even to the people that come to my DMs and send me messages saying that they're having a really rough day, or that they've lost family and they need somebody to talk to. I enjoy being that for people. I enjoy being
That's what's
there.
Up.
So, yes.
That's what's up.
So that's why she means so much to me, because I see a lot of myself, and I hope that that's what I aspire to be, that level of caring and compassionate.
You know why I like Wonder Woman? Because she don't play. All right.
I don't do that either.
As
you saw during our Hooters conversation, you can't chump me.
She don't play. Wonder Woman don't play. But no, I like her because she's good for the sake of being good. And I got love for and I've said this when the movie came out last year. I got love for Deadpool and Wolverine and stuff like that. But sometimes you get tired of the anti-hero, and you just want someone that wants to be good because that's what you're supposed to do. Mm-hmm. You know, helping people out because it's what you're supposed to do. And it was refreshing to see on screen. It's always been refreshing to see in like JLA and stuff like that. But that's probably why I like her the most, is because she's just like, she's good just because you're supposed to be good.
It's not gritty just for the sake of being gritty.
Yeah.
It's true.
She's not trying to check off a box. It's just like, yo, I'm good because I'm supposed to be. And, you know, it's dope. That's why I dig Wonder Woman.
And I think we need more of that, especially now, like with everything that I feel like it's a perfect time for people to start seeing each other, to start listening to each other, to start hearing each other, to go to people with different experiences than you, to go to people with different backgrounds, different life experiences, period, and find out, and I'm not saying go find somebody and be like, hey, you're different, come talk to me. I mean, like, be friends with somebody, like, don't let appearances or different things, people, real attracts real, I think. Authenticity stands out. Authentically go care about someone, like care, like genuinely go and make time for them, do something, be there. Just, I don't know, care.
That's a perfect, I would go longer, but that's perfect. It's perfect to end on. Guys, go out there, care about somebody. Do something good. For the sake of being good. Don't do it to like be like, I'm good, look how good I am. Just be good. Be good.
Just be kind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, of course, there's one more thing I want them to do. Please tell the young people and the wonderful people and the amazing people that are watching the show where they can find you online.
Hi. So let's go ahead and get the big thing out of the way. My name is Krystina Arielle, but my name is not spelled with a C. It's actually Krystina Arielle. Krystina Arielle. You can find me at Krystina Arielle on Twitter, at Krystina Arielle on Instagram, at Krystina Arielle Cosplay on Facebook.
Why are you trying to switch it up to Facebook?
I mean, like I said, I'm in Facebook jail these days for 3 days because someone reported my account as inappropriate when it's family friendly AF.
Stop hating on it.
I'm hating.
Stop hating on it. Stop it.
Well, it's not that.
You're a good person, all right? Stop it.
Just want to spin in circles on the internet. Just want to spin in circles. Spin in circles and dance. Dance in the wind. Dance around my purse. That's all I'm doing. I'm just trying to make the children smile. Think of the children. No, I'm just kidding.
You should think of the children. Because I believe they're our future. And if we just teach them well, then we can let them lead the way.
We can show them all the beauty that they possess inside.
Yeah, because that would actually kind of give them a sense.
A pride?
Yeah. And
to make it
easier. Yeah.
We should let the children's laughter just remind us how it used to be.
Yes, we should.
I decided long ago, never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I fail. If I succeed. At least.
They can't take away.
No, at least I lived as I believe.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
And no matter what they take from me.
That's right.
They can't take away my dignity.
Because
the greatest
we love you guys.
Love of all is happening to me.
We love you guys. So if you could, pick up that phone right now. Dial 888-123-4567.
800-888. 888. No, I want to talk about one thing real quick. And this is very important to me and a very serious issue. So recently, the law firms of Celino and Barnes decided to end their partnership. And I was really concerned because I really love those commercials where they're like 800-888-8888. And so I was like, okay, well, if they're going to break up, then the logical thing would be like 800-444-4444. And then someone keeps 800-888-888. Yeah, but they didn't do that.
What?
They did
because they do 88 million or something. Yeah, 8 million or something. Look.
No, you should have split the number in half and someone got the real number.
Y'all are like, y'all can't split up. Y'all are like the Eric B. and Rakim of lawyers.
You're like Mike and Ike, man.
Yeah, y'all are the Puff and Biggie Smalls of lawyers, all right? Y'all can't.
Can't nobody bring much.
We ain't going nowhere. That's right.
We ain't.
Going nowhere.
Just like you guys and your love shouldn't go anywhere, Celino and Barnes.
That's right. Celino and Barnes, man, why you tripping?
You're injury attorneys.
Yo, man.
You're a team.
Yo, you gotta bring it back together, man.
I want a reunion.
Yo, you know what?
Reunite Celino and Barnes. Like 2K18.
But we gotta wait like 10 years, and then they do like this big reunification thing. You know, because then it'll be like everybody that's hurt will want to go there.
But by then somebody else will have the number, and they won't be able to make it happen anymore. Or maybe they saved it, and he just sits there and calls it, and he just waits by the phone for them to get back together.
Hello,
it's me. It's like, where are you? Where are you, Celino? Why can't I find you?
Yeah, look, guys, y'all need to just get back together, man. Like, straight up, it don't make no sense. But hey,
it's just the number situation that bothers me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because it sounds weird on the commercial now.
It does.
It's like 8 million.
The Barnes Group.
Yeah, it's
I just had to get that off my chest. In the same way that I always say that Grease 2 is the far superior Grease. I needed to say that. Yeah, I said it. I said it. Cool Rider is the greatest song. It's amazing. And the Mocking to the Luau.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess.
No, you never. And then, like, come on, Girl for All Seasons, and then Michelle Pfeiffer drops down to her knees in the middle and ends up winning the whole talent show because she does that. No, the best part is like the dude.
I guess I'll give you that one. I guess. Matter of
fact,
we'll find it out in the comments.
Sorry.
If you guys think that Grease 2 is better than regular Grease, then let us know in the comments. Now, I know some people that would probably not agree with you because they feel like Grease is just like super duper sweet.
Michelle Pfeiffer, at me. It's true. She's great. She's a vision. She's a gift. Scarface. Look up her filmography. Baller.
Well, not most recently. She kind of been slipping.
Don't say unkind words about Michelle Pfeiffer.
We ain't gonna go there.
She had that little dance in Scarface.
Oh, that little like.
It's like the best with that gold dress.
That's all y'all can do, really. But anyway, I ain't gonna go there. Look, y'all been doing it since like the 80s, so that's y'all dance. So anyway.
Tangent over.
Guys, mad love. Thanks for checking this out. Of course, you can always holler at her online, give her tons of love. But since we're bouncing from us to you, saying peace.